Good morning, students, and welcome in our today's class. So, in our this class, we are reading the poem Ulysses, that is written by Alfred Lord Tennyson. So, first of all, we will read about the a poet, and after that, we will discuss the poem. So, about the poet. Alfred Lord Tennyson was born on August 6, 1809 in Somersby, Lincolnshire, England. So this is the place where Tennyson was born. He was the poet laureate during the reign of Queen Victoria. He had the post of poet laureate during the reign of Queen Victoria. So Tennyson belongs to the Victorian period. He published his first solo collection of poems, that is titled Poems Chiefly Lyrical, in 1830. So this is the first solo collection of poems that was published in 1830. In 1829, he was awarded the Chancellor's Gold Medal at Cambridge for one of his first pieces, Timbuktu. So for this piece of work, for this piece of work, Timbuktu, he got Chancellor's Gold Medal at Cambridge. Tennyson's early poetry, with its medievalism and powerful visual imagery, was a major influence on the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood. So, Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood was a group of the writers, and Tennyson had an impact over these writers. Much of his verse was based on classical mythological themes, and this present poem Ulysses also has a mythological theme. He is the ninth most quoted writer in the Oxford Dictionary of Quotations. His use of the musical qualities of words to emphasize his rhythms and meanings is sensitive. Tennyson escaped from home in 1827 to attend Trinity College, Cambridge. This is Cambridge, and it is misspelled. Hallam and Tennyson became the best of friends, but Hallam's sudden death in 1833 greatly affected the young poet. The long Ulysses in memoriam and many of his other poems are tributes to Hallam. So Tennyson and Hallam were best friends, and Hallam's sudden death was greatly affected Tennyson, and in memoriam is considered one of the bestest Ulysses in English literature, that is about Tennyson's friend Hallam. His chief works are these. The first is Poems Chiefly Lyrical, that was published in 1830. Poems, it's also a collection published in 1833. Another is Poems, published in 1842. The Princess, a medley, 1847. In Memoriam, 1849. Idylls of the King, Crossing the Bar, that was published in 1889. So these are some major works of Lord Tennyson. Next, a short introduction of the poem. So, what is the form of this present poem, that is Ulysses? So, it is a dramatic monologue, and what is a dramatic monologue, and what does it actually mean? So, in our last class, in means BA second year, we had discussed what is a dramatic monologue, so there is no need to tell it again. We are already aware of it. So it's a dramatic monologue. It was first published in 1842. The poem speaks about Ulysses as an ambitious man. So Ulysses is considered as an ambitious man. He dissatisfied and bored with his life on the island of Ithaca. He lives on the island of Ithaca, and he is just dissatisfied and bored with his with the kind of life he is leading here. So the poem illustrates how the search for new lands and the process of exploring give him immense pleasure. So Ulysses just wants to explore we can say the universe, and in it he gets an immense pleasure. It deals with the phenomenon of a life and man's search for meanings. He just wants to explore the world. He is searching for new meanings. Okay, and at the end of the long battle and journey, he reconciles with his wife Penelope and son Telemachus, but he is not happy here. He wants to go again for the search of new meaning. So the poem begins when the speaker says that a king earns nothing from just resting by the fire with his elderly wife and establishing new laws for his savage race. So what Ulysses thinks about his people is that he thinks his public and his people are just savage, and there is no need to establish new laws, new rules for these people. Okay, so Ulysses is a restless spirit who does not want to take a break from undertaking exciting adventures. He recalls his good and bad experiences, sometimes with his dearest friends and sometimes alone with an ark, and narrates the untraveled world that attracts attributes and is hopeful that his son would save his uncivilized and uncultured people. So he just thinks that the people of his state are uncivilized and uncultured people, so there is no need to make new laws and new rules for them, and but he is hopeful that his son would save his uncivilized and uncultured people, and he will definitely take care of them. He seems to be an insatiable spirit, desperate to sail a little further with his old friends before his death. Exploration, the fulfillment of life and death are the major themes of this poem. So, exploration, fulfillment of life and death, these are the some major themes of this poem Ulysses. Although he gains immense popularity on account of his travel history, still he desires to explore the world. So Tennyson is Ulysses is already known for his exploration of the in the travel history, but still he desires to explore the world more and more. Throughout the poem, he establishes the idea that one should never give up in life and fulfill their dreams. Okay, so we can think this poem as an inspiration. Okay, means the idea that one should never give up in life and in fulfilling their dreams. And the form of the poem is dramatic monologue, and it is written in free verse. These are the literary devices that are used in the poem, and we will talk about these literary devices after reading the poem. So this is this short introduction of the poem and about the poet. In our next video we will read the poem. Okay.